Hola, mi compadres. The South is very, very complicated. To say the least, it's very beautiful. But we have our dark side. Ever heard of the KKK? Of course you have. Who hasn't heard of the KKK? They're pretty much extinct now. I mean, sure, you still have some KKK members out there, but they're not important. But a new clan has replaced them. One that I believe that is more creepier and more of a threat in today's society. Children are being killed today, so they say. Who is this threat? Well, let me tell you. They are clowns. Yes, you heard me right. They're clowns. Clowns are killing our children in the South. But Brian, how are they killing our children? They're raping them. Sorry, but that's the way it goes. Clowns are going about raping children. No, they're not doing it in public. They're actually doing it very elusively. How they're doing this is by luring children with candy. The guy looks like he's frickin' Freddy Krueger. Are you gonna accept candy from him? I don't think so. But kids would. They got these little chocolates right here. I mean, like, they can use other pieces of candy. I don't care. They just lure the kids in with candy. I don't know how they actually lure the kids. Either by, like, a bread trail of candy, or they just have a bag of candy, and then they just shake it, and then have a rope, like, you know, just hanging it from there, and then, like, bringing the children in the woods. And then once the kids are lost in the woods, the clowns rape them. Usually rape ends with death, because they don't really want the subject to be alive to tell what the rapist looks like, so you know, the kids probably end up dead. Now, are there any reports about this? I haven't really checked. I looked around, but what I've seen, there are no reports. Of course, there might be reports. I'm just really bad at looking, but there are sightings of clowns practically in the South. Mostly in the South. I mean, sure, there was an instance 20 years ago. There were sightings of clowns in New York, but now we're talking about the nowadays. 6 years ago, the wonderful clowns decided to terrorize South Carolina, and then from there they just went all the way down to the South. Only in the South will this ever happen, where a group of people decide to terrorize society and then turn into this mass clan. Notice how they're called clans every single time. Clans. To terrorize people. Wonderful. Thanks, South. Now, there's not a specific name for the clowns, really. Some people like to call them the Cool Clown Clan, or just practically the Clown Clan. I want to give them a name. This is not official, nor do I expect this to be official, but just my name towards them. If we really want them to be like the KKK, we want to make them into 3 letters, right? So, CCC. What does CCC stand for? Carolina Clown Clan. Why Carolina? Because they started there. Now, why am I talking about rapist clowns taking our children and taking their virginity? There were specific threats going about in Birmingham that clowns were going about threatening to injure or kill students from local schools. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to disclose the names of the schools, but just know that most of the schools in that general area got shut down. Did my school get shut down? No, thank God we didn't. But they were shut down. Only for the reason because people got threats from Facebook saying that the clowns were going to come by and rape them or injure them. Whatever the case may be, somebody was going to get hurt, and the police weren't going to have it. So I think the man was arrested due to some threats, and they're taking threats very seriously. You're going to bomb the school? That's a threat. Go in the jail. You're going to go shoot up the school? That's a threat. You're going to prison. You're going to celebrate New Year's Eve with a feminist? Well, that's going to get you crucified. I'm sorry. You're gay? That's another crucifixion, only except you're going to be turned upside down and burned at the stake. Damn, what am I doing with my life? If you're in the South and you care about your virginity and you don't want to get your virginity taken away from a creepy man in a clown costume, I suggest you don't follow trails of candy into the woods, because all that will lead is death and destruction and a very tight situation with clowns. Now, is every single state affected by these clowns in the South? I have no clue. The only sightings that I've heard were from South Carolina and Alabama. They could be in Georgia, they can be in Mississippi, Louisiana. As far as I know, they're growing in more popularity. You know how society likes to pick something and then put it in the staple of society. I could have done another video about my school's blunders that it did recently, but I felt like that's already been taken care of, and we've already made it into the news. So why should I talk about it? I would just be throwing my 2 cents into the little piggy banky. Now, does that really matter, though? I mean, I could possibly do it, but there's nothing really to say. Just people got offended. We didn't mean to offend them. Honestly, to tell you the truth, I don't like my school, but I'm starting to like it. And since I'm starting to like it, I'm just a tad bit patriotic for my school. And I would like to state the fact that my people, my school, did not mean to offend anyone with the sign that we made. What did we make? I'm not talking about it. Just, we didn't mean to offend anyone. We were insensitive, that's all, and that just got us into USA Today and WBRC. You probably don't know what WBRC, but you probably know what USA Today is. So that's practically what I wanted to talk about. Remember, kids, if a clown comes up to you and offers you clown with candy, just kick him in the balls and just run away. Because if you don't, he's going to use that candy for very, very naughty things. Thanks, everyone, for watching this video. And if you liked it, give it a like, support the Red Garden. This is Brian the Bode signing out. Damn, stay bold out there. Ciao.